Welcome, everybody. I think we're ready to go. Does anyone hear me? I think
Yes.
we're okay. Good. Joining me for this session tonight, this game session, we have Max, our friend Max Boivin from Reactionary Principle Gaming with Max Boivin. He is here in spite of an injury, a workout injury. So thank you for joining us. And then we have, of course, our good friend Phil from the @Phil the Thrill channel, and glad to have you here as well. So Max playing Alan Richer, and Phil is playing Brick Kiernan, nickname Brick. All right, and we're gonna just launch right into it, unless there's any clarifications that you guys need, rule questions or otherwise. If not, we'll go right into it.
Ready, let's go.
Thumbs up, let's go. All right. Under the hot beating sun of the planet Eberline, outside of the spire, on a baked landing pad known as landing pad number 17, all that's left of the horizon is the impressions on the sand-covered, dust-covered landing pad 17 as you stand out there in the baking sun with at your side a woman that you've met, a clothier who happens to also be the stepdaughter of one Divot Ellsworth. She stands there under the sun, cowboy hat shading her eyes. She looks over. So, gentlemen, you said you had a ship? I don't see a ship.
I just say, Alan, the ship's not here.
I walk towards some metal stair that are a bit in the shade. I sit down there. I take my tobacco out of my pocket, my jacket pocket. I start rolling a cigarette. Well, easy come, easy go.
I stand there. The heat of the day is still oppressive. I go, the ship, Alan. The ship's not here. My hands up.
I finish rolling my cigarette, lick it. I take the cowboy hat that I have, take out my poncho, roll it, put it in the cowboy hat. I say, well, I guess Evelyn won't be able to help you, so I'll give you back your little clothes there. I'm sorry.
No, keep it. Keep the clothes. I'm still holding you to your deal. If your ship went missing, well, I have a pretty good idea where it could be found. The problem is going to be transportation. Seeing as you wanted to go and talk to Divot about your fancy space gas, that AM3 you were mentioning, well, we're going to have to get there somehow. I might have to call in a few favors. But I'm still holding you. She puts her finger on your chest, Mr. Richer. I'm still holding you to get me off this planet and away from him. And then in a lower tone, she says, and I haven't forgotten that Brick just wanted to trade me for his gasoline.
Say, I walk over towards the building nearby. That's sort of I'm assuming is the base of the dock office, and storming over there, quietly ignoring those two.
I tell Evelyn, I say, listen, transportation might be an issue, getting to the Oasis, but that's far from being the only one. Now it seems like we have no chips, right? They have our ship. What do we want to do? Go there gun blazing?
Well, he may have taken your ship, but that doesn't mean that he has full access to it. I mean, I imagine you locked the door, didn't you?
I just shrug. Maybe. That's Brick thing.
Well, when he gets back
I bang on the door. This rickety little dock Master's building.
Mesh window, no glass, so that what little airflow there is can just pass right into this ramshackle building.
Hello.
Oh, hold your horses! Hold your horses! Hold your horses! I'm coming! I'm coming! Guy comes, dusty man. He's wearing overalls, but with one strap hanging off his shoulder. A what was once a white shirt, all yellowed. He's rubbing his eyes. Man, everyone knows it's siesta time. Didn't you see the hours? I got them posted on the door.
Where's my fucking ship, mister?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whose ship? What are you talking about? I don't know you. Did you check in?
You see over there?
Yeah, landing pad 17.
Yeah.
Did you come in and register? He takes an old leather-bound book and he spins it around and shows it to you. Says, "Where did you log in?
I didn't see and I throw it into across the ground.
It lands in a pile of dust. A little bit of dust. It's a bit of a shouting match that ensues. Hey, what are you doing? That's my log book. And you haven't signed no logbook. As far as I'm concerned, there's no ship.
That's the problem. There's no ship. I parked my ship here.
Well, I didn't see no ship come in. Evelyn turns to Alan. Hey, I know somebody. It's an old friend. He's helped me in the past. Maybe he could give us a lift over to the casino. I mean, he doesn't like going there, but I'm sure if we ask him, he'll help. He doesn't live far from here. He's over in where is that place? Well, it's close by. We could get there maybe in a few minutes, just walking over.
Once we're there, what's the plan? Like, what's the thing, right? I don't know if you notice. There's just the two of us, like just me and Brick, and I'm not an army of one. I'm not even half of an army of two. I don't have another gun. Left my gun in the ship.
Well, the guy I'm thinking of has a score to settle with Divot. Maybe if you frame it such where, we have nothing left to lose. It's either that or I go back to selling used clothes upstairs in the spire. I mean, I'm not too keen on that anymore.
Sometime we have to get the inn that the Providence gave us, and I get up, and I move toward Brick.
I grab this dockmaster by his collar and pull him out into the street and throw him on the ground.
With some protest, he lands heavily on the ground, rolls to his feet.
I have my large wrench in hand now. I say, you better make it right, buddy.
He cowers a little bit. Then, fumbling with something in his waist, he turns on his back and points something he's holding in his hands towards the center of mass at Brick. That's quite enough of that. I am not going to be manhandled by some outworlder. As the sun glistens off a blued steel barrel.
Not going to be taken for some fool. I know you.
As I arrive and I see the scene evolving, I grab his hand with one my hand and give him an elbow in the face with the other.
Oof, roll.
Oh, that's double crit. Let's confirm those. It's not gonna be confirmed. Not gonna be confirmed. But it's two hits. So I grab his gun and then bam, send him an elbow straight in the jaw.
Crack. He goes
Pull
limp.
the gun out of his hand.
It's an antique model, blued revolver. He's limp, out cold.
I'm on top of him. I start checking his pockets.
He has a fat wad of cash in his pocket.
I take it. I say,
I'm looking
looks
in,
like someone had a little payday, huh?
Kilo dollars.
I'm looking at the gun, see if all the bullets are there. Inspecting it.
3 of 8 are there.
Brick, does he have any other ammo on him?
I just it's money. He probably has some in the shop. You watch him. I'll go look in the inside.
Big wad of cash, right? Probably got
Yeah,
paid for.
I-
Evelyn comes
Alan.
over.
Alan.
Evelyn walks over to see what's happening. She sees
Put the gun
the
in
man on
under my jacket.
the harbor master on the ground. He's just now groaning. Oh, where did that guy come from? She crouches down next to him. Said, "How much did he pay you this time?" I don't know what you're talking about.
I pushed him a bit with my feet.
Yeah.
I'm walking into his office. I'm looking around, trying to find any sort of communicator or.
There's a cracked glass panel communicator plugged into the desk. It's an old model, not a portable one. A little sheen of dust over it. It's in standby mode.
I was on a ship with one of these old things. I started trying to get some information about who he was talking to.
The screen comes out of standby mode, shows recent calls. There's one from Mr. D.E. Lasted all of 1 minute, 30 seconds.
I'm poking the guy on the floor, right, with my feet. And I say, so
He squints.
you probably saw
hot
what happened,
sun
right?
beating down on his eyes. Tries to shade his eyes from the merciless sun.
They come and towed our ship.
Something like that. I mean, hey, you already got the money. I mean, what else do you want from me?
I hit the call button to call DE.
It rings. The line goes active, and in the background is a fancy private bar, a bank of fine glass behind this polished wood.
I wiped a layer of dust off of the screen so I can get a good clear look at it.
It's a rich
Hello?
interior. A man comes into the frame. Yo, who's this?
It's Brick. Who's this?
I don't know no Brick.
Yeah? Well, someone's got my ship.
Don't know what you're talking about. And then the line goes dead.
That mother. And I just smash it with the wrench with rage. Smash the shit.
Spider webs, the glass just breaks. Little arcs of electricity as it shorts out on the ground.
Tell the guy, you got a ride? We can borrow? Seems fair.
I mean, I got a little 2-seater. That's it.
I look at Evelyn.
So it'll get us to Shady Acres where my contact is. And we could still go there. It's an option. Or the two of you can you could try your best in the heat of the desert on that little hop puddle jumper that he's got there. It's not going to last long. That's a short range ride, more like an electric bike.
I open the door outside and the door kind of swings back in my face. And I just like push it really hard, busts a hinge. I go outside and say, up, fucking dig it, divot. It says DE, but divot. What's his last name?
Ellsworth. Evelyn says.
Yeah, Ellsworth.
Divot Ellsworth.
Yeah, it looked like he was in some guy. I don't know, some fancy place, probably the casino. I guess that's the casino. I don't know.
What did it look like? Evelyn says.
Oh, nicer than this place.
Well,
That's a low bar.
that's a pretty low bar indeed.
Fancy.
So what do you want, Brick? Now we got some
Can we
cash,
steal a ship?
and
can
we
we
got a gun with 3 bullets.
There's this the scam, it's called I don't remember, but basically we take someone's ship and then they take the next guy's ship.
That's
So,
an option.
Okay,
But
let's
I
go
doubt-
shopping.
try to find a ship.
I don't know. Maybe we should go talk to that old timer.
What old timer? She says. Evelyn says. Wait, he's a
What's
guy with
his,
a big mustache.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Cowboy
get
hat?
his name. I don't remember. Yeah, he has a cowboy hat.
Well, of course, he has a cowboy hat. Are
Yeah,
you thinking of Harden? Harden Tennant?
Hard.
I don't think we asked his name.
I don't think we got his name, but he really hated Divot. Said that.
Well,
he
that's
stole a bunch of
also a pretty low bar. But if he was who I was thinking about, then we might be talking about the same guy. He looks a little like he looks like this. She pulls out her communicator and shows a picture of her with this man.
Yeah, we met that guy.
He definitely doesn't like Divot.
Yeah.
He was who I was going to ask for a ride. I was going to tell him that we were going to steal something that Divot had acquired for his collection.
Yeah. Should we kill
think
this
it's time-
guy? Because I want to.
This guy,
I got a
Casper,
lot of anger.
she kicks him as he's still
trying
laying
to
on the
try.
ground.
I probably should not kill this guy.
No, not
Just
worth
punch
it.
him in the face a bit. You got your big wrench with you?
Yeah.
Evelyn holds up her hands. I don't want anything to do with that.
I look at the guy on the ground.
But Casper, you've been warned, she said. Evelyn says as she turns on her heel and starts walking away.
I look at him and I shake my head and say, how much money did we get? Did you count it yet?
Well, I Mr. Ellsworth has never shorted me before, so
I'm not talking to you, buddy. And I kick him in the ribs.
No, I didn't look at it. I was busy.
Well, maybe we it's not worth the ship. The ship is kind of a classic though, so
And fitted with the jump drive. That's not easy to come by.
yeah. It's a
A
good one.
dry jump drive, so not so useful at the moment, but
It's useful to, I guess, park in your hangar, polish it up like a turd. And I like walk over to Al and say, it's kind of got me upset, Alan.
my plan, to be honest, was to go spend the rest of the drinking
Spend the rest of the money?
of the day drinking.
Okay. We collect
But
our thoughts.
now that we got some coin, maybe a contact and a gun, maybe it's time to make a move. Do you see any box of bullet inside there?
Yeah, you got a gun, mister? Well, we got
I got
a
a gun.
gun. Yeah, show me where your bullets are.
I just keep the few that I have in the gun itself. Bullets are
Oh, shit.
expensive.
You're obviously lying, so I can beat it out of you, or you can just show it
All
to
right,
me.
all right, all right, all right. In the box in the back.
And I walk off to the back of the.
I look at the guy, the Casper on the ground, and say like, man, you have to wisen up. You have to realize now things didn't turn out your way. So don't make things harder for yourself.
He spits some bloody spittle into the sand next to him. Hey man, you steal how you steal, I steal how I steal, right? It's just the way the world works.
Well, you're not very good at it. You should try honesty for a while.
How's that working for you? He says as he wipes blood from his mouth.
Too soon to tell. I turn around, look at Brick going inside.
I check behind the desk in the back. Look through the drawers.
Threadbare easy chair laying up, a fan spinning lazily overhead, and in some drawers in behind a box, a cardboard box, small box of ammunition. There's about 15 rounds.
Put that in the other deep pocket.
They jingle.
I guess my duster now. And just one quick cursory check. Make sure there's no other guns hiding around, like a long gun.
It's a sty. A lot of empty cans lying around, beer cans, some takeout food. Lots of those skewers, empty skewers that lizards were served on out of the kiosk. And in the top right-hand corner, a small camera with a red light blinking.
I look up at it and I go up to it and I take it and I try to pull it down.
The thin walls of this little hut are no match for your strength. You pull it out of its anchor. It comes loose. Small wireless camera.
I put it under my. Okay, I stashed that in the other pocket of the duster, and walk outside with the fondling the box in my pocket.
Jingles slightly.
I just nod up to a Brick as he come out.
I shake it a little bit.
Start moving toward Evelyn like in a hurried pace, and then like stop midway. I go back toward the stair where I was. Go pick back up my hat and poncho. Put it back on. Goes back to Evelyn.
I feel ridiculous wearing these things now.
Evelyn's on her communicator. She's talking to someone.
I don't know. Maybe we should just go get a drink. Talk about it. Next move.
I look at Evelyn and I nod to her. What's up?
Oh, I was just talking to Harden, explaining to him that Divot's gone and stolen a ship this time.
I turn toward Brick. I'm sure Arden got a drink to offer us. Let's go talk to him.
All right.
So are we still on? Evelyn asks, her eyebrows raised.
Yeah, we'll hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
At least. And sit
Go
with
there,
him.
Malt.
Yeah.
A small robotic taxi is there collecting dust. Evelyn walks over to it, brushes off the contact pad, presses a data chip to it. And the cab lifts off the ground with a small cloud that's impelled from the anti-grav underneath the cab. She gets in and punches a few codes. All right. Well, you coming?
I sit in the taxi next to Evelyn.
The cab rocks slightly
As well.
on its its cushion of anti-grav as it then accelerates away. Does it not?
I take the
It's kind
So-
of tight.
I take the nut of the wad of cash and I start counting it.
2,000 dollars.
Man, corruption come cheap nowadays.
Very cheap.
That's a week worth of grocery in the core world.
Yeah.
Put it back in my pocket.
Evelyn looks at that cash. Well,
guy was
here that's worth, I guess, a lot more than in the core worlds.
The guy was living off of skewers and beer, from what I could
Casper, yeah, the pig.
tell. I look out the window, see the spire from.
It's passing along on the right-hand side. The cab makes a few other turns, going through the sprawl that expands out from the spire.
I take out the gun and I open it, and I end I
hand down the
I,
bullet.
end, I start filling it up.
That's an old piece, Evelyn says. Real old. Wouldn't trust your life on that one, but it's a revolver. Shouldn't jam on you. As the cab takes one final right-hand turn past a faded out sign on a sun-blasted plain that advertises Shady Acres. The not much of a road anywhere, but the cab pulls in and stops with a robotic recording that says, "You've arrived at your location." Evelyn hits a button and the cab settles to the ground. The doors open. In front of a small trailer, amongst other trailers, it looks like this. If I can find it. There.
Cozy.
Out on the porch, smoking a cigarello, is this man.
And the door opens up. I get out.
I get out as well, stretch my leg, lean against the taxi, roll
Harlan
under a
says,
cigarette.
"Well, howdy, strangers. Seems as though your first day has been eventful." He takes a long drag on the cigarello. Darlin,
Say,
nods at Evelyn.
Yeah, Hardin, you didn't tell us the orientation would be that hard. So walk towards this
I
tree.
tried to warn you, but experience is a hard teacher.
I almost fall back as the robot taxi pulls out to move away.
Yeah.
Catch myself. Works toward Arden.
Evelyn climbs the steps up to the porch and gives the old man a big hug. He seems a little awkward about it. She goes, "Sorry, they've offered me help, but we got to get their ship back." And Divot took it.
Yeah. What exactly are you expecting us to do here, Evelyn? We don't have a ship, so.
Well, my understanding is that, as per our conversation in my shop, she looks up and down your clothes, which I gave you those clothes. I was expecting that I'll get you the fuel. Maybe Hardin can help with the ship. Then you get me a lift out of here.
If we can get out of here.
So weren't we going to use you as like sort of a fake payment?
Yeah, that was the plan. She looks at your eyes narrow a little bit.
Alan.
Yep.
So I feel like we could still kind of do that as at least a pretense for meeting with Divot.
Could we just steal our ship back first?
I hope so.
Hardin leans back. He sits in a rocking chair. creaks under his weight as he rolls back. Takes a long drag of his cigarello, and now we could always try to hit up the vault. Risky, but there's a chance he hasn't gotten into your ship.
What's the vault?
Oh, it's a super secret warehouse where he keeps all of his big collections. There's a problem, of course, there always is, but it's an option.
So
Risky.
you think it'd be like inside, interior location?
Oh, yeah, it won't be under the sun. Be hidden somewhere.
How did he get our ship? He's got some kind of giant ship.
Yeah, he probably just used one of his tugs. Come down, pick it up, move it around.
Okay. I sit down on another chair, and I pull out the top shelf bourbon bottle and put it on the arm of the rocking chair.
Phew, there's a housewarming gift. Rick, you know how to make yourself welcome.
I say, got a couple glasses?
Well, of course. He gets up out of his rocking chair and goes into the small trailer. Evelyn leans up against the railing of this small porch in the shade.
I sit on the corner of the little like end table.
My stepfather's got a lot of men. He's the consummate collector. He loves his collection more than anything. It'll be well guarded.
Say, there's got to be some way to get the ship out of the vault. Maybe there's a way we can convince him to bring it out of the vault.
Got to find where that vault is first. It'll be a closely guarded secret. I don't even know where it is. Doesn't trust me with it.
There's also another problem. Even if we can get to the ship and get in the ship, can we take off with the ship? We had this little problem on the landing, remember, Brick?
That's just one of the thrusters, but yeah, that's a good point. Actually,
it's not time to, we're not going to win any race like that.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
Arden comes out with 4 small shot glasses. Yeah, puts them on the side table next to Alan.
I take the bottle, I uncork it, I fill the glass.
If he can't get in the ship, then maybe we can have him bring it out to us so that we can help him get into the ship.
Getting in the ship is not going to take him that long, I assume, right? We don't have
It's a pretty mediocre electronic lock. I don't think it's going to take him that long with a good slicer either.
No.
Arden takes he takes the bourbon. Ooh, nice. Now he'll have men that can do the slicing, but he also is particular about his acquisitions. He won't want to damage that ship. That might work in your favor.
I know the ins and outs of it. Maybe if we approach it as a sort of way to kind of get some profit off of our knowledge, he might bring it out under guard.
David
fix it for him or something.
I look at Evelyn. I said, David got a casino. Is he a gambling man?
Very much so, she says. You could say he's addicted to it.
Can we bet the ship?
He already has the ship.
Yeah, we bet something else he wants. And I kind of turn my head away from Evelyn.
I'm willing to help you.
I wonder what else we could bet.
But I don't want to be left behind.
Oh.
No, if we lose, we don't have a ship.
Dead.
If we win, we keep both you in the ship. That's how gambling works.
But but if we lose, then
Harden takes his seat again in the rocking chair. You can't trust a man like Divot. He'll cheat. I mean, the house usually wins, but with Divot, that game will be rigged.
That was also my plan.
Take the shot glass, sip it a bit, drink about half of it.
If we knew where that vault was, where he keeps his stolen goods, well, maybe other options open up. But I don't know where it is. He keeps
Oh,
that.
you don't know where it is?
No, he keeps those plans close to it. I know where. I think I know where it is. I've been trying to figure it out because he took something of mine. I
look at Brick.
very much like it back.
What's the range of your drone?
It's like 4 clicks.
Ooh.
So if we can get inside of that, we probably could figure out where the ship is, right? So that's not that much. It's a big planet.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I guess it doesn't have to be, but I mean, finding the location of the vault is just requires the right person who doesn't like beatings. You know, take your me. Just got to find someone who knows.
What if we were to kill David?
Many have tried, Evelyn says.
What if we were
Hardin says some even came close. He rocks on his, he looks off into the distance, real close.
What do you think, Brick? What if we just go to the casino and sniff around a bit? You know, maybe we can now we got some money too when I take the water cash. Maybe we can go gamble a bit.
I like
see
that.
What happened.
I think we need to learn more.
Yeah, we'll see what come out of it.
The situation, yeah. And so,
well, you're certainly dressed for the part, Evelyn says as she leans on the balcony.
Evelyn, you want to stay here with Arden?
No. You're going to need my help to get into the casino in the first place.
Well, then they'll just take you, won't they?
Yeah.
Hardin speaks up, but there might be another option. I can get them to the casino. They look like they belong. They just have to slip some coin into the right pocket. That'll get them in on the floor at least. Maybe not into the private tables, but the general tables. That'll work. Then you're
maybe
not at risk.
Maybe causing a bit of a ruckus wouldn't be too bad either.
You know, that would help us figure out who runs the security a little better. I bet.
All right.
I bet whoever runs the security knows where the vault is.
Since that, Evelyn speaks up. You know, that casino brings in a lot of cash. Too much for them to just keep it on the casino. They probably have some kind of cash drop.
So we need to steal that cash.
Or it might be the lead to your ship.
Or
it might. I don't know. He didn't let me into his inner machinations.
I stand up. I don my little shot of whiskey. I refill
a shot.
Yeah,
into my glass. Holding the bottle between my legs on the rocking chair. Rocking a little bit. Say, let's go to the casino. And,
let's go gambling.
And see what it looks like. See what they're doing. Get an idea what the operation looks like.
Yeah.
All right.
Figure out what we got to do from there. Can you give us a ride there, Hardin?
Yes, I sure can. Let me go get the keys. He gets himself up from the rocking chair, goes into the small trailer and rummages about for a bit. Comes back out with a set of keys dangling on a keychain. So it won't be a comfortable ride, but I can get you there. He walks around back of the trailer, and there's a sound of an engine coughing to life as an old pickup truck
I look at
enters,
Evelyn.
comes around. He's like, it'll be a tight fit, but we can all get in here, and somebody could ride in the back. If you don't
I look
mind,
at Evelyn. I say, like, stay put, Evelyn. You stay here. We'll come back to you if we can get the ship alive.
She turns to Hardin. You still got that communicator I gave you, right? Goes, oh, yeah, it's here somewhere. You know I don't like those things. I think they track you with them. Goes in and gets a communicator.
They do.
Used very much.
Yeah, they do.
Goes, okay, well, you've got my number. I'll lay low here for a bit. Send me word.
Start walking towards the truck.
Hardin gets out. He's standing beside the truck. I mean, we can squeeze in the cab, but it's probably going to become more comfortable if one of you jumps in the back.
Start walking towards the truck next to Alan. I say, not really wanting to die for this ship. I don't know what you think.
No, what's the point of dying for a ship?
All right, good. So if it looks too hot,
yeah, for sure.
Something else out. Okay. I'm just making sure you're not bloodthirsty or something.
I cannot enjoy the ship if I'm dead. You know, in a sense, I took that ship for somebody else, and now somebody else take that ship from me, right?
Yeah, it's just a loan.
It's the circle of life. Doesn't mean I have to stay there and accept it, but I'm not gonna die for it.
Where I come from, you care a lot more about your property. But I guess when you're always stealing, it's all just whatever you can hold, huh?
Property or
like
temporary.
slurring my words a little bit. Shuffling. I'm slurring my words a little bit, shuffling my feet.
Say, all right, I open the door and say, let's get in, man.
Yeah, and I say, Hardin, you gotta let me work on this truck sometime. I love this thing.
Yeah, she's a reliable old gal.
You know, it's got that kind of smell to it.
I squeeze in the cab next to Brick.
Yeah.
With a cough of smoke, the truck rises a little higher off the ground. Evelyn standing on the porch of the trailer, watching as it accelerates out of the Shady Acres trailer park, heading towards the dusty horizon. The truck accelerates. It starts rattling a little bit, raises a little higher as Hardin behind the wheel looks relaxed, pulls out a cigarette, lights up, puts one arm out the window. As the truck comes barreling around, pushing around 400 miles per hour.
Like bouncing. You got another one of those
Hmm.
there, Hardin?
The impellers in front of the truck to keep the dust and dirt and make it more aerodynamic are somewhat effective. Every so often, a blast of the 400 mile per hour wind rocks the truck and it shudders. Hardin doesn't seem to be too upset about it. He turns to Brick and says, "So, tell me a little bit about yourself as we're driving. It's going to be a few hours.
You got a cigarette or what?
Oh yeah, you just check the glove compartment. I should have a pack in there somewhere.
The glove compartment.
Yeah, sure enough, there's a
spills out that down under Alan's feet. I'm like, oh, I'm like leaning over and
I'm just like
trying to grasp at it,
leaning back. I said, Brick, could have asked me, right? I could have rolled you a cigarette.
Got him.
So what's your story? Where'd you get a ship like this? Anyway, that was a fancy ship.
Alan probably stole it or something. I don't know. I'm like,
so is this karma that we're talking about, boys?
What? We're model citizens.
Ain't no model citizens on Eberlean. You're in the wrong system for that.
So Arden, like coming on in the casino in that truck, wouldn't that be a bit suspicious? Wouldn't they wouldn't that be a clash? Supposed to be ritzy place, no?
Yeah, this isn't the truck to take you there. That's true. But we got to stop somewhere. The place we're stopping is called Pillar Town. We're going to fuel up there. I got a contact there. He can give you a little lift to the end. So it's real close to Pillar Town. Pillar Town is the last little community you see before you hit the Oasis. That'll be fine. We can stop there. It's about 7-8 hours from here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, get comfortable.
I say, so how do you know that Evelyn brought? She seems to really like you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long story, but I guess we got time. You see,
Just kind of a short version, if you don't mind.
well, I think she's my daughter.
Oh shit.
So that makes you like Divot's brother or something?
No. See, her mother, you see, and I were a thing. We were a thing before Divot, his eye caught her.
Oh, so
And,
that's your beef with David.
Yeah, that's my beef.
Fucking jolted lover. What's the gun policy in the casino?
Well, no guns on the casino floor.
Well, now we just got a gun.
Well, you're gonna have a hard time getting it past security. You try to smuggle it, but they're pretty tight. It is a casino.
You feel like keystering, Brick?
Like what?
Keystering?
Keystering?
Are you gonna try to shove that revolver up? Good luck. I'll have to get some lube in Pillar Town for you.
Oh, keys? Wow, no.
You're too honest, Brick.
That's funny.
Look out the window at the passing desert.
The hours pass. The sun gets sets surprisingly quickly. The old rickety hovercraft pickup truck was barreling through. The impeller wave in front of it, clearing off sage, the odd taller sagebrush. After several hours of travel, the truck pulls up next to a town. It's an odd-looking town, built on a pillar of rock, and with the very imaginative name of Pillar Town. Hardin pulls up the truck, gets out, walks over to a small pumping station, passes some bills to the over the counter and starts refueling the truck. He talks to the attendant for a little while and then comes back to the cab. All right. I think you boys are in luck. There's some big event that's going on at the casino. So shouldn't be too big of a deal for another taxi coming in. You go on up to the top level, there'll be some cabs that you can rent. It'll take you right into the casino. My suggestion is try to share a cab with someone who's got an invitation.
That's okay. That's an idea.
I'm hugging the bottle and asleep.
I take off the revolver and the bullet. I say, can you hold on that for us?
Boy,
I look at Brick.
I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Yeah, I can hold on to that for you.
I'm attached to it, like to sit back if you don't mind.
Yep, no problem.
It's collector.
Lots of collector items around here, it seems.
Well, step out of the truck.
I like slip down when he slips out. I'm like, what? This must be
Dust
Pillar
myself
Town.
off.
Yeah, you
Think
got
so?
your
Scoot out to the edge and start crawling out of the truck.
the town rises on this pillar built up. There's an entrance with an elevator, another open air elevator. Large cage comes down, large enough for a freight. You can actually park the truck on it. Though Harden makes no motion to do that. Instead, he leans up against the truck and pulls out his communicator and calls someone.
Just move toward the elevator. Open the gate.
Following Alan.
As the brick come in, like close the gate behind him. Top floor, please.
An attendant punches a few buttons and elevator lifts, squeaking on chains. The cables bring it up to the top. The top's much nicer, cleaner surface. The moon, the large moon illuminates the top. There's some lights too. A number of gleaming cabs are there. A few women with nice gowns and gentlemen wearing suits, milling around, enjoying some cocktails.
I look around for a small group that seem to be like pretty dressed up.
Off to the right.
I'm looking a
Such
little
a group there.
green. I walk through, exit the elevator. And I say, what's the... We're going to take a cab there or something? That sounds good. Like a limo.
You want to try to squeeze in with a group?
With a group?
Look at those. This little group there. Maybe we can
Oh, yeah.
propose to share a cab, right?
Yeah, let's get a good, like, male-female ratio going. Probably get in easier that way. Smart.
Oh, I get what you mean. Look around. If there's like two ladies that seem to be going there.
Older lady with silver hair with a younger lady on their own, a little apart from the other groups, talking quietly to one another.
I slap a brick on the arm and say, "What about those?"
This is perfect. It's money and it's sexy.
All right, let's try to be subtle about it, right?
All right, I'm gonna, yeah. Just need a second. Whew. I like slap my face. All right, I'm ready.
It's time to get your A game, or maybe
I just need a cup of coffee.
let me do the talking.
Okay.
I dust my poncho off. I move toward the woman. I say, "Hello,
The younger
lady."
woman sees eyes come up, meeting Alan as he approaches. The silver-haired woman's back is turned to you. The younger woman, about 4 paces away from her, says, "Hello? What do you want?"
Are you heading to the casino? I heard there was a big event there, right?
Yes, some big party. It's so garish. I guess we have to go, don't we, Mother? Isabel, yes, we have to. Garish, as though it may be, we must go. We've talked about this.
Might be a lot of fun here. Isabel, is it? I'm Alan. We're from off-wall, and we are...
I can tell from your funny accent.
My name's John. Pleasure to meet you.
A stately-looking woman, older, similar facial features to Isabel, turns around. She offers a gloved hand to Alan. And my name is Clara Branch.
I take the glove hand and I kiss it with all the most charm I can. I take my hat from one end.
And he removed his hat. Isabel, see, these outworlders are quite polite. You've been invited to this special celebration at the Ellsworth Casino.
We've
She
been
says.
told it was a thing to see, so we're trying our luck, right? And trying
Oh,
to
I
our
would
luck.
be most cautious about your coin purse in Mr. Ellsworth's establishment.
You know,
Isabel mentioned something.
they
Ugh,
they say don't bring any money you don't intend to lose to a casino.
Isabel folds her arms. Really, mother, why we have to even pretend to like that brute? I bet half the people here hate him. She looks around impatiently. Where is that cab?
Yeah, cabs seem to be short. I noticed that.
Yeah,
Since
I
there's only
guess
the two of you and the two of us, why don't we share one? So at least it's gonna cut the wait time.
with Clara, the older woman, turns to, well, very economical of you, Mr. Allen. I didn't
Richard.
catch Richard. Richard, thank you. And
Yeah.
John,
And
you said
John Kiernan. It's a
John
pleasure to
Kiernan.
make your acquaintance.
It's so
Mrs.
nice to hear
Ms.
family names that I haven't
Branch.
heard before. Yes, it's Clara Branch. I can see that the party has already found you, Mr. Kiernan.
Oh, well, it's I'm not used to this time of day.
A
we're on
gleaming
vacation, right? We're trying to have a good time.
We're on vacation.
a
Yeah.
vacation on Eberline. Well, you're an adventurous sort, Isabel says with a snort, as the as a silver pill descends silently towards the upper deck of Pillar Town. Ah, there it is. Our ride.
I move
It
toward it
lands.
and I open the door and I make a gallant gesture. After you, ladies.
Clara offers her hand to be lifted up, led into the. Isabel just looks at you, shakes her head, enters the cab. It's a gleaming chrome affair, very nice white leather. The embroidery on the seats is the Ellsworth Casino and Resort.
I
VIP accommodations.
step into the cab as well. Sit down across from
I
the
step
lady.
in last and close the door.
So,
Hats off.
as the door closes, some light music plays in the background as the pill shaped cab lifts off and accelerates. Clara Branch turns to Alan and John. So, off-worlders, you claim you're here on a vacation. You're quite the adventurous sort to be so far away from the beaten path. What do you do? What is your trade?
We are investor. We're looking for economic opportunity in the off-world, so we're nearby. And then we been done with our business, and there was some casino around here that was worth a watch. So here we are.
So you're looking for which kind of opportunities here on Everleen? I'm curious, she says.
No, we're on a world nearby. Berlin is a bit of the tour, but we have some time to kill.
Okay.
Although we did see a lot that could be done around here.
Well, that's very true, Isabel says. There's lots that could do, but there's just so much corruption and grift, and nothing ever happens. It's all just it's a backwater planet. We should leave here, Mother.
Why is someone as sophisticated as yourself staying here, Miss Branch?
Oh, that's Mrs. Branch, Clara says.
Of course.
We have some interests in the spaceports above Eberline. In fact, my late husband was one of the initial investors, you could say, in the spaceport. we still have title on the spaceport.
Hmm. Do you happen to know where one could acquire some AM3 fuel in this system?
Isabel pipes up. AM3, boy, oh, yeah, that's hard to come by.
You're telling me.
If we had some AM3, then we could really fix up those stations, couldn't we? Yes, my dear. Yes, we could.
So you're just beholden to the Stargate then?
Unfortunately, yes. And
Uh,
my husband's attorney, my late husband's attorney, is unfortunately made some very poor decisions, and our interest in the gate has been usurped. So we're beginning negotiations to hopefully reacquire that interest. Hence my visit to the casino. I don't usually respond to these invitations, but
so you're going on it's a business affair. You're not going for pleasure, I guess.
Well, like you fine gentlemen, we could mix both, Clara says.
I look at Isabel, the young lady, and say, like,
She's,
have you ever
"Mother."
been? Have you ever been off-world?
I prefer being off this dust bowl of a planet. So yes. Yes, I have.
So how do you intend to get your rights back to the space station? Is it someone associated with this casino?
Yes, there's another minority shareholder that we'd like to acquire his shares.
Hmm.
If we can do that, then we will have a voting block sufficient that we can return the gate to a semblance of normality and stop the rampant corruption that's happening, that's impacting all activities in this system.
Corruption is everywhere.
Sadly, yes.
It's not just in those outer realm world.
The moon it's not, no, though it's particularly bad here, she says.
It's cheap here.
It's cheap. Isabel looks out the window and comments, well, it looks like we're getting close. Between a steep canyon, a small waterway runs, some greenery underneath, a few pavilions nestled in with the palm trees. A little ways away from that is a larger lake, and floating over the lake is a large vessel. It's just stationary, hovering over the lake.
I'm rolling a cigarette.
The large illuminates the location as the cab comes in to dock amongst other vessels of similar make and manufacture, landing on the floating casino.
I don't mean to trouble you, Mrs. Branch, but we were told that we might need invitations to get into this casino, and we were just hoping to see one of the few interesting sights on this world before we left. Do you think we might be able to accompany you into the casino as your escorts?
Well, of course. I mean, you're not from around here. You wouldn't have received an invitation, and
we didn't know about the invitations.
Oh, that's not a problem. Don't worry yourself at all. I'm more than happy to have you as our guests. I'm sure it'll be fine.
You're so generous.
The door opens with a silent a rush, or just a whisper of air as it opens up on well-oiled hinges on a polished surface that gleams like a black mirror.
I'm the
dress
first one out.
shoes, shiny dress shoes on the attendant, dressed in a fine tuxedo, is there waiting. Already has the name of Mrs. Branch there. Oh, Mrs. Branch, thank you so much for joining us, and your daughter Isabel, and Clara then steps in. Well, these are my guests. This is Mr. John Kiernan and Mr. Alan Richer. I'm sure it'll be no problem if they accompany me, right? Oh, of course, that's no problem at all. It is our pleasure, Mrs. Branch. You honor us with your presence. She smiles, the crow's feet around her eyes, betraying smile lines. She says, "As I said, it'll be no problem, John. Now, shall we go
Step
in?"
out of the or yeah. Oh,
Yeah, step out of the cab and like I lend my hand to help the ladies out.
Isabel reluctantly takes the hand.
after the ladies leave the car, I step out myself. Sort of getting some clarity now as the time has passed.
Isabel
I'm lighting
walking.
up my cigarette, and I go next to Brick, and I say like, I look at the people in tuxedo around. I look how we dress and say like, no, I feel ridiculous dressed like that.
Yeah, we'll just say we're off-worlders. I mean,
I guess.
Isabel turns back and says, inside the casino hall, no one's going to notice anyway. As she turns, the small of her back reveals a object hidden there. A high-tech pistol.
Pointed to Brick. Well, we need a gun. There's one there. I go close to her. I go close to her and close to her back, and I just whisper in her ear, "You might want to be a bit more discreet with what you're carrying in there."
That's the one they're supposed to find.
No.
As she walks, catching up to her mother, and
I let her get her head.
She loops one arm under her mother's arm, and the two of them are escorted by a tuxedo-wearing attendants into the casino proper. The party is already in full swing. The room is crowded. Tables and gambling machines on the walls. Beautiful crystal chandeliers and gaming tables down a long concourse. The tables are full. The casino is loud with attendants circulating, drinks on big platters.
I grab 2 drinks from one of those platter. I turn toward Bricks. Give him one. Raise mine. Let's go lose some money.
I take a sip and I lean in close to him. I say, "This is really not my scene, man." Looking around, getting that like that imposter syndrome.
Just follow my lead. I don't hate it here.
All right.
I'm sure nobody's gonna notice where don't belong.
Maybe we can see the security response when this Isabella pulls her gun out and starts blasting the place.
As if on cue, a tuxedoed attendant approaches Isabel obliquely from behind, just whispers quietly into her ear, and she feigns surprise, and then he insists again. 2 more much larger men wearing tuxedos approach. Isabel looks up at them, and then
I step in between them and I say, "Hey, what's the meaning of this?"
"Oh, just the smaller man." He says, "Oh, no, nothing, sir. This is just a matter of misunderstanding. There are no firearms allowed on the casino floor. We found in the past it has led to some unfortunate mishaps, and so
I think you're mistaken, sir. No one has a firearm here.
oh, it's okay, John. Isabel says from behind. I just forgot it was there. It's I just carry this thing everywhere. She pulls out this exotic looking pistol. Um, has a lens instead of a barrel, and she hands it over. I want that back, she says. Oh, Isabel, Clara says.
I
I
look to
not
see
finish.
who. I look to see who takes the gun.
The smaller attendant takes the gun and then hands it to one of the large brutes, who puts it in his jacket. He then writes on a small card and made of actual paper. He writes something on that and hands it to Isabel. He goes, here's a ticket that you can claim your gun when you leave.
I lean over to Brig. I say, "You think I can take that gun?"
Maybe. Why don't we? Yeah.
The large tuxedo wearing goons make their way down the casino towards the far end, where another door opens, showing a much smaller room with finely leather upholstered seats and a wall of drinks.
Too late now.
Let's go there.
A few minutes later, by the
Wait.
time you've made it down to the door, it opens again and the same goons leave.
I bump into the goon. Like I try to like act like if I drank a bit too much, and I bump into the goon. And I use
Watch
my
your step, sir.
I use my sticky finger to
Well,
try to pickpocket the gun from his and I can lift it. I say like, I did in my sleeve. And I say, "Oh, sorry, sir." Just like, where can I find some chips for the gambling? Where's the chips counter?
yeah, you're in the wrong part. You gotta go back down the way you came, and there's a counter. It's just in between a couple of the slot machines. There's some girls over there. They'll just ask one of the servers. All right.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Sorry for that. Like, and I brush his jacket. I said, "Thank you. Sorry, sir." I step away.
In your pocket, a surprisingly light firearm.
Turn back to Brick. So, well, might come in handy.
Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't. Well, hopefully we don't need it. Say, we can find out who this Divot guy is.
I want to find out what this Isabel chick's thinking.
Oh. Okay.
I look around. Oh, there she is. Let's go.
She's at a table, playing cards. Her mother's there too.
Let's go have a little chat. And I head toward her.
Oh, Clara's eyes come up. Mr. Richer, are you joining us?
I'm not familiar with this specific game, to be honest. So I might, if you don't mind, I might want to observe for a few rounds.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
a fast learner.
Of course. A tuxedo wearing attendant pulls a chair out.
I lean over to Isabel. I say, "So what's your plan here? What you here for?"
I'm here to make sure that we get those shares.
By any means necessary.
There may be some leverage required. Surely your negotiation that you talked about earlier, even if there was one, would have involved some kind of leverage, I imagine. It's the only currency around here.
I open up my jacket a bit, just for her to see and show her like what I got there.
She smirks
See what
a
I got
little.
here?
Well done.
You know?
You know what? You can keep that one.
Well,
Just standing
nice
up behind the table and not sitting down, walking around a few other people that are standing and observing the game.
Crowd is gathering around this table. Many are whispering, "Oh, is that Clara Branch? Really? She hasn't been out in ages."
I tell Isabel and whisper, you know, this David guy that owned this place. He took something away from me that I like to get back.
She looks around. He's I'm sure the taxi was bugged, but I'm also sure that there's listening ears here.
Tap on my nose. I need to go get some chips. And I get up and I step away from the table and I look over my shoulder.
A group of tuxedoed men are making their way from that private room down the hallway towards this high roller table where Clara is now up a couple $100,000 kilo dollars.
Yeah, I'm stepping away. I go toward the counter. I find like the busiest one to go lose myself in the crowd. Try to be like inconspicuous.
A group with clothing that matches more yours than the fancy suits and three-piece suits and tuxedos is gathering around a craps table, a game that they're enjoying.
Trying to blend amongst those.
Success.
I walk over to a slot machine, and I got a couple of kilo dollars off the roll. Put them in there. I'm just like rolling some slots. Look over to my right. See another patron there. I say, "How you doing?"
This machine's gone cold, he says as he gets up, takes his cup of what must be tokens that he's exchanged at the counter and sulks off. Some other person jumps onto that seat.
I put my hand back. I'm like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Dibs, buddy." I scoot over.
All right. He takes yours.
I know. I got both hands because I'm trying to complete my spin over here.
There's
I
a
look around
conversation happening at the high roller table now.
I look around for the tux people, like if they're involved in that conversation.
Indeed, they are. The smaller of the tuxedo wearing attendants is there with 3 large goons. He whispers something to the dealer, and the dealer says, "I have to take a break." And then the dealer stands up, and the table is all kind of disappointed. Well, wait, we're just getting into this. We got to have it. So he says the smaller tuxedoed man, "We're going to have another dealer come in. We'll get one in here in just a moment. I just need to have a word with Mrs. Branch, please, if you would please, ma'am." She says, "Oh, well, I was quite enjoying myself, wasn't I, Isabel?" She stands up, and they're escorted down the casino hall towards that private door at the very end of the hall.
I go to I spot Brick near the slot machine and I go next to him.
These things are
I
broken,
lean-
man. They never down 15 kilo dollars already.
Yeah, those things are just like fucking highway robbery. That's not how you win. Casino, that's the worst thing you can do. Our ride got taken in the back.
What?
So what do we do now?
I say, let's go see if they're gonna talk to Divot. I get up and I look at the person eyeballing me like a vulture.
He's just waiting there with his cup of
Just looking at him with
tokens,
disgust and shit,
shaking
man.
a little bit. He's puffing away on his cigarette.
I walk off.
He immediately, you hear, and then 5 paces away, the machine pays out, and he's hooting and hollering as his coin tokens come spilling out of the slot machine.
I'm following a brick.
I'm walking back towards the. Finally, get an eye on that group of mooks. And start.
They're easy to pick out because of the black tuxedos in a group, and then the stately silver hair of Clara Branch, and the striking curly hair of Isabel as they move towards that private room in the back.
Catch up to the backs of these guys after a disguised jog, and say, Clara, Isabella, may we join you? Are you going to go
Clara
into a
stops.
VIP table?
Oh, wait. She stops for a moment, turns back. Isabel looks over at Alan, and her eyes just for a split second drop to the jacket where he's holding her pistol, her exotic pistol. And she her arm tightens a little bit on her mother's arm.
Say, well, I don't want to intrude on your private game, but
it's
I was hoping
no.
Sorry,
This
you
is
can-
just a private conversation, but just wait a minute, she says to the small tuxedo man who's looks ready to interrupt. These are some new friends of ours, and they represent some offshore interests, out
Yes.
system interests, in fact, and they perhaps would be welcome in my meeting. I would very much like to have them with us. And the
That'd be lovely.
tuxedo guy turns and looks. Well, if you insist, Mum, if you insist. And the door opens, revealing this.
That's Mrs. Branch.
Excuse me. Yes, of course, Mrs. Branch. I was.
I give Mrs. Branch a nod.
She smirks, enjoying the tuxedo guy's discomfort. The door slides open soundlessly on well-oiled actuators, revealing this richly appointed interior, dark woods, plush leathers, a private bar, and standing at the bar, or just off to the side of the bar, is a man. Now, the man
Kind of
looks
freezing my tracks.
like this.
Oh, jeez.
I lean over to Brig. I say, another one of those skull face thing.
Yeah, this is the room from
The
the communicator that the guy was in.
Oh,
a mechanically processed voice, electronically distorted, speaks from this skull mask. Clara, thank you for accepting my invitation. Finally, it has been many years since we spoke. I think that we have much to discuss. Please. Now, you two, he points at Alan and John. I can guess why you're here. Why don't you have a seat, too? The door slides soundlessly shut behind.
so if you don't mind, I'd rather stand and just like scoot over it a bit, like next to a couch, but not sitting down.
I sit down on the couch. So I say, "What do you think we're here?"
Well, we'll get to that, he says. The electronic voice says. Clara and your daughter Isabel finally deciding to join us here down on the surface. How are things up in orbit? Clara gives a non-committal response. That's why we're here. Divot.
Shake my head a bit. Look at Brick.
I say, it's David.
I figured.
Two other men similarly attired are in the wings of this one you've seen before, and the other is new, both heavily armored, just standing off into the recesses of this richly appointed room. Isabel pipes up. We're here to talk about your minority interest in the gate. We can offer fair terms. What would it take to acquire those shares? Divot. The young always so impetuous. They're always in a hurry. We haven't even started negotiating. Why?
Yeah,
Why
let's
the
go
hurry?
round. Speak up and go. Right. Usually you start negotiations with a toast.
That's a good point. I move toward the bar.
The tuxedo-clad bartender there is ready to pour drinks. With a wave of his hand, Divot orders around for everyone. He asks for Clara's preference, and she says some sparkling water will be fine. Isabel declines.
2 bourbon. And I
Beautiful crystal glasses served, a wonderfully aged, exotic bourbon.
I grab one of the glasses to Brick. I take a tiny sip of mine, but I keep it like mostly full.
Mm-hmm. I stand up and put my glass up and I say, to productive dealings and profit.
Quite so, Clara says. Quite so.
I look
She
at the
toasts.
divot and I say, well, you're the host. You should join us as well in the toast, shouldn't you?
I would if I could. Alas, it's been decades since I've been able to imbibe myself.
Oh, is that skull thing permanent?
Oh, you mean my good looks? Yes.
Yes. Your condition.
Sorry, that
I don't want to be rude. It's just like,
I didn't mean to be rude.
At my age, very little phases me.
sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt.
They start talking about the shares, and Clara is interested in trying to negotiate a transfer, but Divot sounds reluctant. He keeps steering the conversation into other topics. Isabel becomes frustrated after a few minutes.
I rest my glass of bourbon on the armrest of the couch, and I roll a cigarette, put it in my mouth. I light it up.
I do one of these. I do one.
I give him my my pouch of tobacco.
One of the attendants, when you see that you're rolling tobacco, he offers a silver cigarette holder and flips it open, and they're perfectly rolled already.
Thanks
I'm
for the
good.
hospitality.
Have one of ours.
I take one of his, and I pass Alan back his box.
Put it back in my pocket.
The discussion continues at the bar
Grab
between
my
Divot,
glass.
Clara, and Isabel, with Isabel growing increasingly frustrated, and Clara trying to be patient and calm her daughter down, and Divot continuing to stall and stall and stall.
Eventually, I just say, "Oh, I feel my chips getting cold." You ever just feel that way? No.
You want to go back
Divot
on the
turns
floor?
to John. Well, we shouldn't keep you any longer. Please rejoin the festivities. A few of
Well,
the
I wanted
goons
to
move
know.
closer.
I wanted to know what you thought I was here for.
It'd be some kind of rude to leave the people we're escorting behind too, right?
Oh, I don't think a shark like Clara needs any escorting, Divot said. Oh, no, they're my guests. They're my guests, Divot. Isabel's hand starts twitching a little bit. She's fidgeting with the
So you were
hem of
saying
her
why
leg of her pants.
instead of I was hoping you could tell me why you thought we were here. Divot.
Maybe you lost something.
Maybe.
Seem to be having quite the lost and found, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe you could check your lost and found for it.
Let me ask you something, David, if you don't mind. Or Mr. Ellsworth.
Such politeness from the off-worlder, his electronic voice says.
You run this casino around here, right? It's a nice place. And now
Best in
you're
the
having like
system.
interest in the best in the system. But why don't the gate doesn't open more often?
It's a pretty
Are you
low
keeping-
bar. Best of the system.
Are you? Is it like a big fish in a small pond kind of deal?
Let's say I like to know who's coming and going.
It's like a
Nobody.
nobody.
Exactly, Isabel says. Exactly. No one's coming and going. We're dying. We're withering out. Just relics like this old tin man holding on to the last vestiges of his power. It's ridiculous. She keeps fidgeting with her hem of her pants.
Well, that was pretty rude.
Clara, Isabel, please hold your tongue.
I didn't know she was that rude, Divot.
It's the young. I have a daughter
Do you
just like
prefer
her.
Divot, or do you? I'm happy to call you Mr. Ellsworth. Or
No, Divot's fine.
all right, you call me Brick.
Brick. Nice handle. I like it.
You probably
So-
knew that, right?
What?
Of course I knew that. I knew that after you roughed up poor little Casper.
Well, you know.
He deserved it. Let's just say that.
And I
Yeah.
tracked the camera in your pocket. And you went to go visit that no good lion Harden.
Yeah. Well, someone
A little
said
disappointed that you didn't bring Evelyn with you. But it's no matter.
Right. So I was hoping that we could talk about you returning our ship.
Oh, I'm sure that's just a misunderstanding. Your ship matches one that was listed as stolen. I was just checking to see if that's in fact the case. Should have an answer shortly.
Oh, you're the law in this sector.
I am a fine, upstanding citizen. Theft offends me greatly.
Oh,
That's funny.
I'm
Not
not.
the
Um,
vibe we got.
it's not the vibe I got either. And I'm not judging you for it, just so we're clear.
No, obviously, I don't mean that with disrespect.
Yeah. So when we came to this world, we were hoping we could potentially get some AM3 from you. Do you have access to that, Mr.
I do
Ellsworth?
have AM3. Yes, I have some. Just need a
Okay.
jump drive for it, really.
There's a jump drive on
Mhm.
the ship. We put it on. It's got a jump drive. I don't know if you noticed. Have you been
I,
inside?
in fact, do know that ship is jump capable.
From
Rick, what do you think?
firsthand knowledge, or are you still unable to get in the ship?
I had a man check it out. He got a ride with you down to the surface, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
He confirmed.
Nate Lay.
Yeah. Keen fellow.
This guy,
Eye for detail.
he doesn't offend you?
Well, no,
Little
he's
low life conman.
trades in information.
I mean, he's obviously a thief and whatever. It's fine. But I was hoping maybe we could be on work. We could do a job for you, because not only do we own a ship, but we're pretty capable. In exchange for some AM3, and I guess the return of our ship.
So I
Which is
give you
ours.
your ship, which is a stolen ship, and I give you my AM3, and then you do something for me. Am I understanding that correctly?
That is what
It's
I'm offering. Yeah.
stolen is a strong word for you. It's a found ship, right? And you know
It was
it's
available.
only like a few years before the statute of limitation, like maybe like 20 something like that. Right? What is it? Somebody that lived long like you. Blink of an eye.
All due respect, Mr. Ellsworth, you deal with a man by the name of Nate Lay. So we can drop the pretext that you care about theft as a general rule. I mean, I'm happy to put our loose morals to work for you. That's all we're saying.
Interesting. I'll give it some thought.
We did
Clara?
manage to get in there with you.
We're very capable.
As getting into this office shows.
So that's all right.
It's intriguing to me.
You know, the price is negotiable, and that's what I'm setting the bar. What we want is AM3 and our ship back. You know, let
And
the
what's to prevent you
negotiations
from
go.
just jumping out of system once we fill it with AM3?
A desire for an ongoing business relationship. I
Just
mean, you're
trying
the
to think of what
you're
would hold you here is what I'm thinking of. His electronic voice says.
you're the only one with access to AM3 in the whole system. So if you want someone,
Isabel says, mutters under her breath, but it's audible for now.
if you want someone with a jump capable ship doing things for you, you know, we can arrange transport of certain goods that maybe you don't want through a gate. I know that ship like the back of my hand. There's no better crew for that ship than me and Alan. You may as well put us to work. Consider it a lease program if you like.
His eyes, his red glowing eyes, kind of keep watching. It's a little unnerving because he doesn't move. Just stands there like a statue, unblinking.
But let's not get confused. The ship was in our possession before it was in your possession. I mean, there is a little bit of that going on here. I mean, all due respect.
It's kind of our ship, right?
It's a little more than kinda.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
possession is 9 tenths of the law. I've heard that said before.
It was a misunderstanding, perhaps. You've made a good case, though, Brick. I think we should talk about that further. But I have some business to conclude here with Miss Isabel and her mother.
Well, we would like to offer ourselves as agents to either of you parties. We don't have any loyalties to one or the other. If you would like a intermediary to assist you in whatever arrangement you make, please consider.
Clara looks at you, or she turns. Clara turns, looks keenly at Alan and John.
I look at Isabel.
I'm sorry, Clara, we lied to you to get into the casino.
Oh, this is not my first rodeo, son. I figured you had an angle. I don't think I'm your type. I'm probably old enough to be your mother.
Well, I'm
maybe your grandmother.
You know, I never had a mother. That's beside the point.
I like gesture to. I'm looking at Divot. I gesture at him like this guy.
I'm moving toward the bar,
Story.
and I'm leaning over it, and I drink I drink my bourbon and I tilt the glass toward to the barmaid.
I go over to the bar and go next to him, backs turned to the negotiation going on behind us. And I say, I think I shot a pretty good shot.
You're the deal maker, man.
Okay.
Divid and Cleric resume their negotiation. Isabel makes her way to the bar next to Alan. So you just used us to get close here so that you could offer your services to that crook.
You seem to have some plan of your own there. Like, might help. I'm still here. We could have left here.
I still have. She looks.
I'll have your
She
back.
looks sidelong at the guards. I still have something I can do.
I have your back. Take the lead.
She says, "You might want to cover your crotch." She turns around from the bar and pulls something. Pulls
Okay,
a wire.
What did she say?
She pulls a wire from the hem of her pants. It's a long filament that comes out. She pulls it out and then quickly connects the two.
I grab Brick by the shirt. I throw him over the bar, and I jump over on top of him.
There's a blinding flash of light as an electromagnetic pulse booms out from this device that she's connected. Divot falls over as all the electronics in his suit short circuit. The lights go out, plunging the room into instant black.
I take my lighter from my pocket, and I light the shot glass that I had with the bourbon in.
Blue flame bursts
Uses
out.
an improvised torch.
Illuminates there underneath you is Brick.
What are we doing?
I go to I get up on my feet, and I quickly move toward the skull face that we met before.
I get up and I'm like peering over this.
His suit is locked up. The men in suits, tuxedos, the goons, are in the darkness, shaking their heads and slowly getting to their feet. Clara and Isabel, Isabel's with Clara near Divot.
I take the gun from the skull face from his holster.
Servo's locked up. He's just a statue. The gun comes clean of the holster, clear of the holster.
I hop over the bar and look at Alan. I go as I walk over towards one of the mooks that aren't metal. Looking at Alan,
just groping around in the dark, sees the lit bourbon, reflects off his eyes.
What's the plan here, Isabella?
What happened, Isabella? What happened with Divot?
With any luck, that EMP fried his electronic life support systems. If not,
Divot?
Believe me, I'm doing everyone a favor. Claire,
look at the goon.
Isabel, I warned you against these rash actions.
I look at the goon that are in talks that were human, right?
They're getting to their feet and reaching inside their jackets. But
keep your hands up, boys.
I grab a nearby bottle and bust it against the head of one of the bigger guys.
The bottle crashes against his skull. He drops heavily to the ground in the darkness.
We got gun now. Don't be stupid.
There's some shuffling in the darkness.
I searched the fallen man, see if he had a gun in his suit.
A heavy auto loader in a shoulder harness.
Take it out. Point it at the others.
Isabel has gotten Clara to her feet and is now standing over Divot, searching something off his body. It's on here. I know it. He's got it.
What you looking for, Isabel? Now, what's the plan now? Is there like
A key.
succession?
I need a key. I need a key to his vault.
Do you know where the vault is?
Of course I do. We have eyes in the sky. I'm on the station. We can track everything.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope it's not an electronic key.
No, it won't be electronic. And she's going through it. Goes, there. Got it. There's a dim light growing in Divot's eyes. There's a flicker of the lights as they start to come back on.
I look
Is he
at
still alive?
Alan. This looks like this guy's coming back here.
Should we skedaddle?
Yes, Isabel says. Quick. We don't have much time.
But we don't have a ship.
Oh,
It's in
we
the
know where
vault.
the ship is. She holds up this ornate metal key.
I look at Brick. We following her?
I blast Divot 4 times in the head. With my gun.
Bang, bang, bang. The autoloader it reverberates in the room. It's deafeningly loud. The other guards cover their ears. The high velocity rounds smash into the life support mechanical face of Divot.
Okay, I blast the skull face that I met before in the face with his own gun. One time.
I wave the gun at the other guys.
They all hands up.
So what the fuck, Brick?
So I don't want this guy hunting me. Then let's get the hell out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here.
And,
All the guards just hands up around.
say, why don't you guys go behind the bar there?
Should we get like one as human shield?
No, we should just run, I think.
All right. Clara, can you run?
Of course I can run. I may have silver hair, but I'm not decrepit.
Then let's go then.
Once the guys are behind the bar, I say, don't chase us. And then
I took my whiskey glass and I threw it at one of the goons. My
The
flaming whiskey
flaming
glass.
liquid lands in the back where bottles have fallen and there's suddenly an inferno. The tuxedo-clad goons leap from the fires.
I yelled, take care of that. It'd be a shame that that place burned down.
Fire
I
alarms start
start
going
running.
off. The door opens to the main hall of the casino. And
I say, Isabella, scream like something's happened.
Like there's fire.
she yells out in a shrill voice, "Fire!
Fire! Fire!
By which time the smoke detectors in the main hall start to activate, and there's a mad rush as humanity crushes one another, fleeing for the exits and grabbing up chits and tokens and money from tables as there's pandemonium overwhelming the security forces and creating a huge distraction.
I'm running through the crowd like that.
Yeah.
I grab Isabel by the hand and I drag her with me.
She's moving quickly through. There's some burns on her hands. You can see that they're from where she was holding this filament that she had put together. Through the press of the pandemonium in the casino, coming out to the landing pad is a sudden shock to the system. The stars overhead and the moon bright. Isabel has something else in her hand that she's now pressing as a black ship comes down onto the landing pad.
Point at it. That's your ride.
Kind of following following Clara, like behind her, trying to keep her from getting trampled a little bit.
People jostling all over the place. There's shouts of alarm as a few people scramble to get out from underneath this black ship that comes down. It's a small vessel, matte black, stealthed out.
I look around, wait for everyone to get on board. Try to keep the
Isabel
civilians
walks up to the
away.
ship. The ship, she
following her
punches
right
in some
behind.
codes and then puts her hand on the display. She pulls it away. There's a bloody smear in the middle of the palm reader where her hand has been burned. It doesn't open. Oh no. She tries it again. It doesn't open.
Come over to the.
Can your mom open it?
Clara comes forward. She puts her hand on the door opens and reveals a red light of the interior of this ship. There's no pilot.
I'm turning
no.
around and I'm shoveling everyone through, looking that nobody's following.
The tuxedo clad security are now out of the casino. Rounds start pinging off the ship as the door closes.
As I get into the ship, I say to Alan, "How's that for a reputation?" And I hop in the.
Yeah, and I follow him, and I lean into the side to avoid the bullet.
This ship lifts off quickly from the landing pad, accelerates out into the night sky as the odd round pings off its hull. Isabel's already at the controls. She's punching in coordinates as the ship goes low to the ground, low altitude flying, whipping through the canyons. It's not far, she says. He likes to keep his stash close by, and we'll close there.
Cool.
It
got exciting right at the end, huh?
That was a nice that was a nice one there.
How do you feel about murder?
So,
I wasn't sure how it was going to go until you blew his head off. I was like, he could still side with this guy. I was like, when I liked how you were thinking, well, hey, you know what? We have a pretty good proposition here. Why don't you hear us out? I'm like, that's not bad, actually. I kind of like that.
Well, because that's also something in your character that you're the deal maker. No, that's the thing, right?
I am a deal maker. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, when you at that point, that was your time to shine, right? So that's why, say, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking go by the bar and, like I got the cool cat kind of thing, right? So I can I'll smoosh up with the lady and try to get in, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
I felt like we burned a bridge when we did the EMP. So I was like, time to pick a side. Pew, 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 pew. Let's disrupt some shit.
Well, why not, right? I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it adds some teeth to our character for sure.
Especially to yours.
Yeah.
Once you shot Divot, I just shot the other skull face, right? And
yeah,
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah, I think there's a cool final scene. Yeah.
Yeah, that worked for you. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, it was a session 2, and then session 3 next week. If you can make it, great. I hope you both can. And we'll see what happens.
Go into the vault.
Go into the vault. See what kind of complications are there. But hopefully get your ship back, plus the fuel.
Yeah, it's not also what Divot died, right? This is gonna be finding out if there's a
huge power vacuum.
Contingency, yeah, exactly, power vacuum and stuff like that, right? And
or maybe he has a contingency.
Yeah.
What if that metallic body is he's just telefactoring into it?
Yeah, there's
Like he's-
5 divots.
Oh man.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool. He's just
Yeah. So he was never really there.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer if I shot him and he didn't
It's like-
die.
and I was like, I was just going to sign a deal with you, and you just
What? We still can.
we still can. What are you talking about? It's fine. You can
Yeah.
buff that out. Just buff it
Oh,
out.
just-
It's fine.
We knew you wouldn't die. That was just to prove how
This
capable we
isn't
were.
my first rodeo. All right.
That's good.
We know
That's
those
good.
things work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
thanks
that was
for
a cool
everyone for
idea.
watching. I had a good time with that session.
Good dude.
It's
Is there? Do
interesting to see where it went. And
you want to run some
Yeah.
comments or no?
Yeah.
sure, yeah, we could go through
Yeah,
some
that's-
comments.
usually
We had a
that's
few
what we do.
people watching, which is always nice.
Yeah, I
I wasn't
Let's see
looking
here.
at him, obviously, but
We'll start.
I wasn't
with,
looking at him. Obviously, I forgot we were womb brothers.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, we were.
Womb
No, we're
brothers,
not.
But you're not actually womb brothers. You were in the
just grew up
same
in the
orphanage. That's right. So that was just us. We were a little late. So James
Yeah.
was calling us out for being late. Thank you for that. And then he's given us views
you
on
go.
his phone
Bonus.
and on his PC. That's awfully kind
cool.
of you. It's like a diving crew moment. That's like I'm not sure what that was.
The horizontal mamba. The horizontal samba.
Rising tall.
The
Pay it forward.
horizontal. I just scraped the rest of the letter.
Eat this guy alive. Let's flip a kilo dollar. How much have you
That's
lost in a
now.
kilo coin toss?
That's true.
2,000 kilo dollars. Sign me up. Baits the players with an image of a hot cowgirl in BC. Yes, guilty
Yeah.
as charged.
Oh, now we also need to go back, get back Evelyn. I was
Yeah,
feeling
that's
mad
right.
though.
There's Evelyn involved too, right?
Yeah.
Like in the Western aesthetic. Marzak, that's a new name. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for watching.
No, we've seen it before.
We've
Yeah.
seen him before. If we have,
think
well,
so,
thank
yeah.
you for coming back. And
Yeah.
holster the gun, swallow the bullets, do some crunches, load it.
Talking about keystering the gun.
There you go. Mr. and Mrs. and Ms. Branch, please follow us into the back room for a moment. The two men come out a minute later in the Branch's ladies' dresses. Not that kind of
Nice.
game.
That would have been
Do it. Go for it. YOLO. So I started blasting. This is obviously Phil's. Ding, 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 ding. Winner, winner. All right. Speaking of bar, that one looks sweet. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Daryl? It does look nice. And got real all of a sudden.
I'm glad also that I've been able to roll better than I fucking did in the last game too, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Should we be rolling more? I was kind of like, I don't need Phil to roll. He's blasting the guy that's helpless on the ground. Like
I was
you're
point
just-
blank. Yeah.
yeah. No, I didn't think that needed a roll, right?
Yeah, it was
I don't
definitely
think
a
so.
coup de grace kind of.
I
Yeah,
did like
because the
I
roll-
did like the sticky fingers. The use of sticky fingers was great. That was really good.
Yeah. Well, that's that's what my character's supposed to be about. Like it's kind of like a pickpocket kind of type.
Well,
right?
plus you did that attack from behind where you elbowed the crooked harbor master guy, the
Yeah.
Casper. Thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Dave, the
ganked him.
GM, thanks for coming by. Dang, quite a turn
Yeah.
there. Caught it right at the end. Well, you can always write it. We'll of course have it up so
Best
you can
part.
watch it.
Were we not active enough at some point? Like we're kind of like a lot of because we didn't know what to do really, and we're just like
No.
waiting for trying to gather
Yeah.
information, trying to look for an opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being a bit patient.
I felt like NPCs had a plan,
Mm-hmm.
so it was fine to be inactive.
That's what I felt as well, right? We're just
Yeah.
there, and it's weird that we're like passive and just being led. It's just like we're waiting for an opportunity to do something, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Everyone
that's
was
why I wanted to let you know,
ready.
like to Isabel, like oh, okay, I got a gun back, right? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, and she's like, I was trying to telegraph at first that these ones here, they have their own thing. Like they're doing their own thing here.
Mhm.
Clara was going to
It's-
try to
Really
negotiate,
screwed me up.
and
Yeah.
Isabel was no more mother.
Screwed
Like
you
this
up?
is stupid. If we're going to go here, we're going to be in her mother's words, rash, and we're going to make things happen.
We were about to be on the Divot payroll,
and she was out there to kill him.
Isabella was like,
Yeah, but I didn't want like she had a sub story.
She did.
I'm a sucker for a sub story.
Also, she was hot AI art. So
Yeah, she was hot.
Oh, AI doesn't know how to do suspender, right?
She's a
Suspender,
loose
that's what's
cannon.
falling
Yes,
apart.
she is. Isabel is a rash loose cannon. Take everything you can, get out. Very true. You can always watch it. That's okay. We'll have it up there. Thank you for.
should we have stolen more? Should we have grabbed some cash?
I will grab them in the vault.
Yeah,
for your purpose when you physically abuse the
kind of a
elderly.
race to the vault.
Yeah.
Less talking over each other. Well, thanks, James. Appreciate that feedback.
That's fair. I think we're better at that.
Yeah, that it worked out a little better. So that was okay.
I
do feel bad that at some points it was like, well, these people are here for a reason. Like they're going, and I was like, I don't want them just to be party goers. I was like, no, this is someone who has an interest in space, because that's going to complicate things. And anyway,
that was a good move.
It's just all improv.
People there. Yeah.
So so that's our session 2, and we'll see what happens session 3 when Isabel at breakneck speed takes this.
I'm gonna shoot her in the head next session.
Yeah, she's going nuts. So so we'll see. We'll see who gets shot in the head next by
Clara
Phil
Branch.
Yeah. So that'll be the next thing.
Right. Yeah, now we might have like 2 chicks to deal with. Although like one wants to go off wall, the other one wants to stay there. I guess. So.
We need to get him catfighting somehow.
Oh yeah.
I'm afraid there's gonna be some catfighting between them. Like they're probably gonna fucking know each other, don't like each other for some reason.
Gotta get rid of these ladies somehow.
Gotta get that ship back. Get the fuel in the tank, and then stars are yours.
And then go get Evelyn because we have a deal with her.
Yeah. Exactly. And then go pick up Luda for some reason.
Just because,
Oh. Why? Why?
Well, you may want to get.
We're collecting all the hot AI girls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. Maybe we need to go find Nate again.
There you go.
Kick his ass a bit.
Yeah, got a little bit of payback there for Mr. Nate Lay.
Yeah. Maybe
there is a bounty.
They all know that we are the ones that killed Divot. So
should become the new boss.
We got the reputation, man. I'm saying.
Yeah,
the one that we were talking about getting in the last session.
Yeah,
by getting into a bar fight, we just murdered.
And we know it seemed that a lot of people are going to be glad that Divot is gone. If he's gone,
we're heroes to some.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of Outworlder just coming in and just shooting people for no good reason.
Well, they stole your ship. I mean,
don't touch our shit. Yeah,
I would say there's reason. There's probably good reason.
Nate got 5 kids' feet. We established that wasn't true.
He lied through his teeth. He has nobody.
400-pound wife as well,
which is also a lie.
So maybe we should take him somewhere, right?
That's what Luda. That's what Luda.
Right of all. Yeah.
Luda probably doesn't know about his wife.
Okay, maybe it's all true. Just like
all true.
He was telling the truth on that to us, but he was lying to Luda.
He's the other one.
He was lying to everyone else. He told you the truth. Yeah,
he's embarrassed. It's okay.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I'll end the stream here. We'll have this up, and then next Monday we'll do it all again and see what happens next. And who knows? But thanks for watching. Please check out the Max over at his channel at Reactionary Principle Gaming, and then Phil, of course, at Phil the Thrill. I'll have links to their channels in the description of this video, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Any last words?
No.
Like I'm laughing at what St. James is saying.
Oh, what's he saying now?
I promise, St. James, it's the last time we will discuss strategy.
Or the broken ancestor.
We try to avoid doing that. Sometimes we're tempted, right? But
we're so tempted. Yeah,
you get a good 5 minutes after the session to decompress. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That's in the 4D rules.
Hey, and thanks for everyone that was here live, and thanks for everyone that watches this on the replay. We certainly appreciate the engagement, and we look forward to playing again soon. We'll see you
Yeah,
next
good
week.
game.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
God
guys.
bless.
Bye.